Good morning, everybody. Joe Ciaccio here. Today I want to talk about where you should put your clients at and knowing better underwriting. I talk about this a lot because what happens is that it hurts a lot of agents who do not take the time to ask questions. So you've heard the old story, you learn by your mistakes, to where the mistakes you've made, you've learned not to do again. What I'm going to tell you is about agents that have worked with us before, who have made mistakes, yet they get themselves so far deep upside down, they got to go out of the business for the mere fact is they want to make shortcuts, they want to deviate, they don't want to ask questions. They ask the client, how you doing? They start trying to submit business to the lowest price carrier to get the client the cheapest program out there. They get declined. Then the client says, oh, so now the agent goes back or tries to go back and say, I've got something better for you, but the premiums are higher. So rule number one is you have to know what carrier to put your client with. Now, is it always going to work out exactly that way? No. You're going to have a client that's not going to tell you everything. Maybe one of those days where you're not digging hard enough, you're not going on all 8 cylinders. That's all understandable. Yet, you have to have your A game on when you're speaking with a client, gathering, extracting information from them to where you know where to put the client at. Now, if you say, Joe, that underwriting's kind of a pain in the butt, I don't know about it, get with Jay or Heather. We have a program that you can pay for every month. Don't know what it costs off the top of my head. You put the person's medical information, put their medicine, hit submit, and it's going to tell you what carrier, based on the information you input, the client will get approved with. So there is a way to solve if you really don't want to learn underwriting. Now, you're going to be in there a lot, yet hopefully over time you're going to sit and say, okay, I don't need to have this anymore. I've got the grasp of it. Now, I'm going to go over topics. Everything I'm going over with you now is in our back office. It's called the carrier cheat sheet. I've got it all back there. Who to put, who has COPD. Do I put them with this company? Do I put them with that company? So what we're going to start off with is that we've got carriers that only have a 2-year look back on heart attack, stroke, and cancer. Got to go to that book, look them up to find out who they are. Okay? Now, Prosperity and American Amicable. Okay? Prosperity's age 50 to 80. American Amicable is 0 to 49 and 50 to 85. What they have on the older group with the AMAM and the Prosperity is that when you're going through an application with a client, the client is on a medication that has a dual purpose, or there's a question on the application that they feel it should be answered a yes based on maybe what was reported before or a medication the client's using. At the end of the application, it is going to ask you, is this medication used for this? There's some medications that got a dual purpose, a dual need, so at least they will let you answer the question the right way to get your client approved. Other carriers will go for the worst scenario, decline you, not thinking or knowing it's not used for the severity, it's used for something that is an acute situation that the client has under control. Prosperity, AMAM, into the application, very, very good tool for you to use. Now, we've got a lot of COPD, we got a lot of emphysemas, we got a lot of Parkinson's, we've got a lot of lupus out there, a lot of hepatitis out there. You got to go to the chart, and it's going to give you a guideline who will accept your client with that problem. Let's talk about COPD. CVS says we'll take you immediate standard. American Home Life will give you immediate standard, and then you also have Liberty Bankers immediate standard. I'm emphasizing the word standard because we've got preferred You got standard, you got modified, you got graded, you got guaranteed issue, you got return of premium, all of these different categories. Standard is the second tier. Preferred, let's say, is $80. The standard is going to be maybe $92, depending on the age, male or female, smoker or non-smoker. So you need to go check that stuff out. Now, if you have a client that had a TIA, which is a baby stroke, last week, Royal Neighbor says, we'll take you. Royal Neighbor says, we'll take you if you had it yesterday. They're priced for it. Every other company says, no way, can't have it. You got to go guaranteed issue. Okay? Now, neuropathy is another one. Combination of gabapentin, which is pain medication, nerve pain medication, in conjunction with diabetes, either a pill or a shot. Okay? Royal Neighbor says, Joe, tell your agents we'll accept them. We're priced for it. You don't have to do no shopping around, because here's the deal, guys. When a client wants information, they may have shopped around with somebody else, and they may have been declined, or they may have a guaranteed issue, graded or modified. So when you're speaking with somebody, for example, let's say they got hepatitis, lupus, something that is not like a high blood pressure, cholesterol, or a gout pill, something a little bit more serious, find out if they've had coverage before. Find out if they've applied before, to where you have an idea on how to word your presentation. They said, oh yeah, I got coverage. I tried to get coverage a while back and I was declined. Or I got coverage before, but the price was way too high. Fantastic. I'm glad to see that you are trying to get something. I'm here today to save the day. I'm here today to get you something that you can afford. By the way, do you remember the company or the carrier? Do you have the card of who they put you with? Because what happens when it comes to, let's just talk about COPD. When you go with an immediate standard, the price is cranked up. It's a lot more money than an actual preferred immediate. Now, some clients will not want to pay that higher premium to get immediate benefits because they feel they're going to live to be 197 years old. They're going to sit and say, that's too much money. So now you've got to take a soft step backwards. Do you continue to try to push the immediate, or do you offer them a secondary program? Me, I'm going to offer them both. I'm going to first go after the immediate. If they say, no, that price is too high, I'm going to come from $12,000 to $10,000, $8,000. No, that's too much money. They say, no, because they cannot facilitate that number of a premium for the face value. They just can't, it doesn't match in their brain. You have no idea what they were talked about before. You've got no idea. So this is why you got to be a pleasant digger to find out exactly what they spoke about before with the other agent. Or you can sit and say, you know something? You're only 62 years old. You're in great health. You're not on oxygen. You only take a blood pressure medication. You quit smoking, correct? Yes. You may want to go with a company that's got a little bit of a waiting period, and I can save you some money. How does that sound to you? You may get their attention. You may not. You may find a company that you can give them a 2-year waiting period. I know one off the top of my head is Mutual of Omaha. You can write them with Mutual. They have a 2-year waiting period, and their premium is a lot less expensive, which could be more palatable for them because people feel they're going to live a long time. So that's something you've got to decide when you're sitting in the house with the client on the temperature of the room of how to push that client to a certain avenue. Now, CVS, American Home Life, both go down to age 40. They go all the way up to age 89. I've only had one person that I personally sold at age 86. They wanted it, they had to have it, 86 years old. Only done one. done many between 80 and 85. Yet, I guess CVS and American Home Life saw there was a need for that market, and it's priced high. Yet certain people don't think about the price; they just want the peace of mind, and that's what our job's all about. Letting them feel that the decision you're going to help them make today is the right one for their family. Diabetes. Some companies, if you're a diabetic with an insulin shot, let's say with Rural Neighbors, you started at less than 30, Rural Neighbors says, we love you, we appreciate you, yet we're not going to offer you a program. Okay? American Amicable says if you're 50 or less and you started insulin, you can't have it. So there's some companies that have rules. There's some companies that says we don't care. CVS, American Home Life, Foresters, they really don't care if you're a diabetic on insulin or a shot. They tell me type 1, type 2. I'm going to say, listen, are you on a pill or are you on a shot? No matter what they tell me, I'm going to find out when they started the pill, when they started the shot, because at that particular time, I'm not sure which company they're going to qualify for. So I like to gather all that information up front. I'm a diabetic, okay? Do you take a pill or do you give yourself a shot? Okay? How long have you been a diabetic for? How long have you given yourself a shot? What medication do you use for your pill? Metformin. Okay. You're getting a conversation as well as gathering information to where you're putting it off to the side for you to gather more information about their health, for you to decide which company is best for them. Now, whenever somebody tells me they're a diabetic, I automatically always ask, do you have neuropathy? Are you on a medication called gabapentin? Lyrica. I'm going to come up with the two most popular ones that I can think of in my area. Your areas may be a little bit different. Because what happens is that people sometimes don't correlate, they don't combine the two together to know that they are or they have neuropathy. Not many carriers like neuropathy. Rural Neighbors says we have no problem. There's others out there, you got to go to the cheat sheet to see which one will like them. Now, let's say you want a term product. Client wants a little $50,000 term. You've got AMAM, you've got Prosperity, you've got Mutual, you've got all these different companies out there to do it, okay? So far, the ones I've seen that's less expensive is a Prosperity term. $50,000, $7,500, non-med, get an answer right then. The term for Prosperity is just like their whole life. They got a dual medication or something unsure, they'll let you answer the question at the end to get it approved. Let's say you got a client that wants $500,000 worth of life insurance. When it comes to the instant decision carriers, they're going to be a little pricier, okay? I like using Transamerica. We've got Lincoln Financial. Here's the beauty about Transamerica. The ages of 18 to 45, you get up to $2 million non-med. $2 million non-med, 18 to 45. Ages 46 to 55, you can get your client up to $1 million non-med. No urine, no blood, no doctor's medical records, no nothing. It's easy peasy. Think about that there. Okay? You're going to be in the ballpark with all the carriers out there. There's some other ones out there that do non-med, but right now that's the most powerful one. Now, if you got somebody between the age of 56 to 60, Lincoln Financial says we'll take you non-med on their ACCEL program, ACCEL, yet they only go up to $500,000 to get your client instant approval. So these are things you got to keep in the back of your mind, so when you're visiting with a client and you're speaking with them, they may say, well, you know, Joe, coincidentally, I just bought a home. They get stuff in the mail about something they call mortgage protection. What's that all about? You tell them what it's about and say, I'll be more than happy to take care of you. You got to get health information Term life insurance has stricter health questions, a longer look back, and you're not going to get away with a lot of stuff you get away on the simplified issue. Simplified issue is priced a little bit higher to where you can say, do you have cancer 2 years ago? Do you have a heart attack 2 years ago? Okay, they're priced for those questions. A term product is normally a much higher face amount for a longer protection period. So you need to sit and think, do I give them a whole life or do I give them a term? Or better yet, what do they qualify for? This is what ends up happening when you don't know your underwriting and you don't want to spend that money for that little program to teach you how to do it. You're going to have problems. You're not going to know who to put the client with because you don't want to learn. If you don't want to learn underwriting, let me be straightforward with you guys. Get out of the business. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your money. You have to know underwriting. You got to know prescriptions. But Joe, prescriptions, you can go to your phone, put in what it is, and it's going to tell you what it is. And from there, he's going to give you a shortcut to say, okay, this lady here is taking a medication called Aricept. Never heard of this medication my entire life. Boom, early stages of Alzheimer's. You know the answer. She can only get guaranteed issue. That's the purpose of having a cell phone. Other than to talk, text, and have fun, look up the medication your client is on to give you a roadmap and somewhat a safety net on what to sit and talk about. Underwriting. If you have a client that wants to buy something, think about the core carriers that do Social Security billing. American Amicable, Prosperity, Royal Neighbors, Transamerica, Liberty Bankers. Those are the ones on top of my head that will do Social Security billing to where your client's draft will come out on the date that you want it to. Okay? Meaning the first or the third of the month or the second, third, or fourth Wednesday of the month. Those 5 days are the most important and most crucial parts about our job. Please don't give your client the option, when do you want to come out of your account? That's called instant disaster. You're going to get a chargeback, you're going to go out of business. But Joe, the premiums are a lot less for that carrier. The client doesn't have money. Your choice, okay? I cannot tell you what to do. I'm going to tell you the smartest thing to do is that the client is not looking at your rate calculator with all those different prices on there. The client is taking you as a professional and you are giving them the best thing. Because when you set them up in a program, and let's say the carrier you put them with costs $3 more than the lowest one, you think you're doing them an injustice. You're not. That dime a day you're saving them is going to possibly cause them to overdraft their account and not have the money next month to do a double draft, and they lost their insurance. Now they went from 61 to 62. Now they've gone to a higher age category. Now it's going to cost them more. So when you're quoting a price, you're quoting the price to get your client insured, to give them as well as you peace of mind that the draft date that you're setting up with them is to make sure that they do not pull the money out, forget your life insurance payment, the most important thing that they want to take care of their family. Now, lastly, had a lot, half dozen, of agents call me who are wanting to start getting into IULs and ULs. They've got younger clients that they're dealing with who want to do a savings program. They want guaranteed rates, guaranteed premiums, guaranteed everything forever. Individual, incorrect word, IUL, Index Universal Life. Okay? We've got Pacific Life, we've got Anaco, and we've got F&G. 3 strong, powerful companies. but you can put your clients into inexpensive rates. They can also overfund these here to where they can have a savings account when they turn 65. You overfund it, you can get with the person at the home office. They'll do your own little illustration. Very easy, very nice, not big face amounts. You can get it done non-med. Think about it. Okay. Purpose of the call today, go to cheat sheets to find out which carriers accept clients with certain health issues. It's all listed for you in the back. Which carriers come down to 2 years on heart attack, stroke, and cancer. What carriers come down to 1 year on heart attacks and strokes. It's all in the cheat sheets. Review those cheat sheets, either print them out, put them on your iPad, your laptop, have them at your access, so when you're visiting with clients, you'll be able to make a clearer decision to make sure you give them the best opportunity at that time. In the heart, guys, you got any questions, give us a call. We love you and we appreciate you. Be safe. Bye-bye.